Then why we are not preferring WhatsApp and other things for the communication? Why always email only? Because there is one word attached, professional and technical communication. So email are the medium of professional and technical communication. Like how professional used to talk. There is second reason that even here also you can create, but mostly all the social media applications are having lot of bug bounty users, like not the original user. There we have lot of mamas prince and papa's princess like that. They definitely not pointing to the real identity of a user. That's why email are preferred. But here also I have seen uh, one day, like I was hiring for a developer. I got a mail from a very unique email address. This one. This was the email address from where I got one resume. And straightforwardly I rejected. No, I didn't even open that. So you should be professional in the way of your speaking, in the way of your communication. You should be pointing towards a professionalism if you are in this particular one. So your email address should be. Now this is what email is. Now who developed it, we doesn't care. How many companies are there, free, private, doesn't matter. Let's come down to some of the things. Structure of an email. What is going to be the structure of any email? Shrikar, have you ever sent any mail to someone? What is the structure of email then? Dear or respected? Why? Why dear and respected? Structure of email. Then after subject. So the structure of a email looks like this. At first you will have a to symbol, or you can say to option, like to which email address you are trying to send this mail. So at first you will have to, then you will have BC, then you will have, sorry, it's not BC, it's CC, then you will have BCC, to CC and BCC. This is the header of any mail. What is this? This is the header of any mail. Doesn't matter if you are writing it professional email or personal email, doesn't matter. To CC and BCC are common. Now, what does meant by to? To means, sorry, to whom we are sending. Yes, the main person to whom we are sending the mail, or you can say the main receiver. You can say the main receiver. This is meant by to. CC means carbon copy. CC means carbon copy. And what does it mean? Carbon copy means that we are sending one mail to many pupils, and They know about each other. Now I will tell you a structure. Let's say if my HR is sending mail to someone, right? Now let's say there is one person as Shrikar. So there we will be having the email ID of Shrikar. So something like this, Shrikar at the rate of abhyasindia.in, like that. So something like this, we will have an email ID. Now my HR is sending this mail particular to Shrikar. But what they will do every single time, they will add my address here, because I should know. Barely check these things, but they will mention me in the CC, carbon copy. Now let's say you are sending a mail to another team in your company. You will write to that person's name, and in the CC you will add your team leader or your manager, right? Because if something got clumsy there, so they will help you out, that okay, I already know this thing. So because it happens, your manager or team leader will say, how did I know, when did you told me? This is a proof that okay, I am doing this. Maintain this secrecy every time. So every single time they will add me in the CC, and I know that who is receiving the mail. Now when I am having this CC, when I am being put into the CC, carbon copy, same mail will come to me also. Even I don't care about that mail. Let's say HR is giving mail to someone for salary hike. That okay, we are giving you an appraisal of 20-30%, whatever. I don't care about it, but I will also receive the same mail. That who is receiving this mail, who is sending this mail. That is what CC means. I will know that okay, Shrikar is getting 30% appraisal and my HR is sending this mail. Then comes BCC. BCC means blind carbon copy. What does it mean? It means that blind carbon copy. What does it mean? Blind carbon copy. Here also, here also, mail is sent to multiple pupils, but the person who is kept inside BCC have information does not have information about other receivers. That is called BCC. I am having one more example for it. So recently, before going on the leaves, I purchased some laptops, and then not me, company purchased it. So we sent a mail to the accounts team. So there is one of our accountant. So let's say account at the rate of abhyasindia.in. That is our CA also, because whatever we are spending, we have to keep a note of it. That okay, we earn 10 rupees, we are spending 8 rupees, for keeping track of the things. Generally CA is someone like who is keeping all the things related to you, as I don't know these things, how much is balance is available, like that. And now accounts mail is sent by HR to accounts that we need 10 new laptops or whatever. They kept me inside CC, that okay, I also know this thing, I also know this thing. Now there is one more person that should know about our finance, that okay, we are spending 100 rupees this month, so like that. Main person is the accounts team, that okay, this month we have invested this X amount, I also know about it. There is one another person who should know about that we have spent this X amount, and that is our finance manager, by the way, like this. So we have our finance manager, and now finance manager does not know that, okay, I also know this. Finance manager will get this particular thing that, okay, in the month of May, we have spent this X amount. Then finance manager will calculate and it will give a rough summary in the end of every month that for the next 6 months, this is our budget. We can hire 10 more people. We can do this like that. So here finance manager will not know about that, okay, I am also a receiver or the accounts team is also the receiver, but everybody will get the mail. This is BCC, CC and the 2. Got it? Any question in 2, CC and BCC? BCC. Like what? What is your question? Okay, no problem. You can write. You can write 1,000 people, doesn't matter. Lucky, like what is this? You want me to repeat it or what? What is your question? What is different between BCC and CC? Okay. I will give a rough example here. Let's say there is one sender and sender is me. I am sending a mail. There is one direct to. Let's say sometime I need to send a mail to my HR. So I am sending one mail to HR. Generally what happens is, let's say I am monitoring that some of the employees are like coming very late. They are coming at 11, 12. Hardly I notice it, but I'm just giving you an example. Let's say I notice one particular employee that is coming very late every single day. I will send that mail, or let's say HR will send that mail, and the employee who is coming late daily is me, because every single day I'm going at 4 or 5. So sender is HR, sender is sending that mail to me that daily you are coming late. Now the team leader should know this thing that there is one employee in your team who is coming very late. So in the CC, HR has kept the team leader of that employee also. That, okay, you should know that your team leader, your team person is coming very late. So team leader will understand that this particular Shivam employee is coming late every day. Now what happened is, in the BCC means blind carbon copy, and in the blind carbon copy they have kept the manager. Manager will also understand that, okay, there is some employee Shivam who is coming late, but manager cannot see that team leader is also seeing this message. Like, manager will think that, okay, this message is coming to Shivam and me, but team leader can check all other employees that, okay, this message is sent by HR to Shivam, to team leader and to manager. This is the difference. Blind carbon copy means they don't know about each other. Carbon copy means they know about each other. Like this. Got it now? Okay. So this is called the header of any email. After this, there comes the subject part, where you have to write the subject of email. Where you have to write the subject of email. In subject, you will write a short 2 line or simple 1 line description about your mail. Let's say you are giving appraisal to someone, you are hiring a new person. So whenever you are hiring someone, so you will write subject as offer of employment, that we are giving you offer for your employment. That is called the subject of the mail. After subject of the mail, you will be having the body of the mail. Body of mail. Now it can be any text, whatever. Then at last, what you will be having? You will be having attachments. Attachment means you can attach images, audio, video, PDFs like that. So at last there will be attachments, and after the body there will be a thanksgiving message, that who is sending this mail, thanks and regards, this position, company, like that. So this is the basic structure of any mail that you are trying to send. And maintain this structure. Never send a mail without writing a subject, and don't write the entire mail in subject only. Okay, because I have seen some people, those who are writing the entire mail in subject only. So never do these kind of mistakes. Now this is what how a mail looks alike. How we will be implementing this mail in our Spring Boot. So what we will do is, let's go to Eclipse. In some mails there are some things like in the bottom, best regards, is that necessary? Of course that is necessary. That who is actually sending this mail, right? I'll give you a very short example for it. Now whenever my HR is sending the mail to someone, so we are having our HR's email address like this, hr@abhyasindia.in, like this we are having the domain. Now email ID is this. Now let's say the current HR name is Neha. Now if Neha is sending mail to someone, tomorrow Neha can resign, someone else will come, right? So HR will change every time, but the HR's email will be the same one. So you should mention your name as well. Now let's say you are sending this mail by this email address, and at last you resign, and now I'm thinking, who sent this mail? So at last you should mention your credentials. So like this, Neha, HR manager. So it will start like this, thanks and regards, Neha, HR manager, like this, simple. Now if I am sending, so same way, thanks and regards, my name, who am I, and this Abbas India, like that. It's necessary. Now let's say currently you don't hold any position. Let's say Shrikar is sending this mail to someone because Shrikar is not an employee of any company. So simple. Thanks is just a nice gesture. So you should say thanks and regards, your name, whatever. Just mention your credentials or initials like that. If your name is too big, just write Shrikar M L T whatever. That's it. Thanks and regard, Shrikar M. Once you got a position somewhere, first you should write your position, that okay, this is currently my position, and second, where is your company or organization name. This is the basic structure of email. Remember this, because I have seen lot of people who are making mistakes in writing mails as well. And even because we are never born and brought up in that culture of writing mails, we are born and brought up in a culture of writing very short text messages. You should never write your email by using AI, right? Because lot of things happens where you will just copy paste the same thing and it will create problem in future. Because like, you should write only 2 lines, but write by yourself whatever is your understand. No need of writing any AI word. I have seen people's writing a appraisal mail that give a salary hike by copying it from chat gpt, and it is starting, here is the mail that you can write to your manager for your salary appraisal, and they are copy pasting the same thing. simply visible that they are even writing. Now my reply is, if you are copying from chat gpt, why do you need salary appraisal? I can also copy paste from chat gpt. So write two lines, but those two lines should reflect your personality, because your career is not of 1 year or 2 year, right? You're going to work at least 20, 30 years. We are all around, like you are all on 20, 25, like that. You, let's say you will work till 50, 20, 25 year you will work. And if you are not improving yourself, then I don't find a good future of yourself. Now how you can improve yourself? Make mistakes, learn from them, and whenever chance is coming to you, adapt it. That's it. That's what we can say. And if you are writing bad email, just ask your senior to find a mistake in that. That's it. If they are good enough to you, they will tell your mistake. Fix that. Next time, don't do the same mistake again. So this is how the body of mail looks like. Let's create a new Spring Starter project. So we will create a project Spring Boot Mail com.mail and mail application. Then everything is fine. Here we will add the dependency of Spring Web, because we will support these things by using APIs only. And here only you search something as Spring or you can search here this one, Java Mail Sender. What you will add here? Java Mail Sender. So here we are adding these two dependencies, Java Mail Sender and Spring Web. That's it. And we will finish building the project. So here we got this project Spring Boot Mail. It is going to be very simple application. Don't worry. And inside this is one interface, Java Mail Sender, which extends the mail sender interface. And what we are having here, we are having create meme message, send method we are having here. So this is the same send message method that we are going to use to send one particular email. It is going to be very simple. No need to be panic in this. It's super easy. But before that, you should understand some of the basic things. Who sends a mail? Let's say I am typing one mail to someone. In backend, how that mail is going? User. No, user is typing the mail. User is not sending the mail. Internally, who is working? See, right now you know everything. How backend is working, how APIs are working, who is creating the APIs, who is consuming the APIs. Same way, you should understand about who is sending the mail internally. Gmail server. I am a Yahoo user. I'm not using Gmail. Then, so there are some of the protocols. Now, my simple question, Who transports the data in terms of API, REST APIs, HTTP? Transfer protocol. For transporting the data online by in the terms of JSON or XML, we have HTTP methods, right? Same way, here we have some of the mail servers. What we have here? We have mail servers. And why they are used? Mail servers are used to transport, not transport is not a good word here, are used to send the email over internet. Over internet. The very famous, the very famous protocol that we use for creating mail services is SMTP. What is this? SMTP. SMTP stands for, and this mail is also a extra unit from my side. If you check it in syllabus, you will not get it. SMTP. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. What it does, like HTTP only, it gives you some of the port number. Let's say where our Spring Boot is running, 8080. Now, if you need any API from Spring Boot, you will go to localhost 8080. Same way, it will give you one port number. It will give you one port number. So I will build a rough architecture here just for your understanding that how it will send the data. So let's say this is the mail that I am typing. So something like this only. Now let's understand this is the mail that I have typed completely. Now at first this mail will actually go to the local host or the online host wherever SMTP is running. So at first this mail will go to SMTP port. It can be 600, 639, 637, 537. We'll see how we are going to write it. At first this mail will go to SMTP port, and then SMTP port will send this mail to CC and BCC. So this is not going directly, right? It will take a little bit of internal configurations. Now, how we are going to embed SMTP in our Spring Boot? So let's understand. And one more thing, uh, we need one email address to send the mail because one should be sender. So those who are joining online, if any one of you is having any extra email ID, so you can drop that email ID and password in the chat box. Later you can change your password, right? Or else I have to create a new email, so it will take time. If you are already having one extra email address, some random that you might have created, never used it, you can drop the email address and password for it. Otherwise it will take a lot of time, as I am not going to use my own email address to expose the passwords and other things. Drop it, or else we will use, it will take time to create and then configure and this that. I know a lot of you will be having some of the extra email address, so just drop it so that we can use. Now, how to integrate SMTP server in Spring Boot? What happened? Do you have any extra email address then? Forgot password. So in the meantime, you can reset it. You can reset it, reset the password, right? What is the problem in that? See, it will take time for create. And today doesn't matter if it is becoming 10 p.m. I will finish this and go. I will not take this tomorrow. Not at all. I don't want to waste the time. Okay. So there are some of the clear cut steps here that we can use. The step one is very simple that already we are done. That create a spring starter project. Create a spring starter project by by adding the dependency of Spring Web and Java Mail Sender. So we will open our application and we'll check that how we got these. So this is our application and inside this pom.xml file we are getting. So you can check here we are getting it as a starter only. Spring Boot starter mail. Same like web only. Now, if I am running the main application, so what I will do, let's start this application as a Spring Boot app. So here you will check that our application has started, but it will not do anything. So let's stop it. And okay, tell you about one more thing. Whenever you are adding the starters, so there is one more starter that will actually come in the miscellaneous topics that is called dev tools. Spring Boot development tools. You can add this dependency as well. I'll tell you what it will do. Don't worry. So every time we have to stop the server, restart the server. Frustrating? Not more. Just add the Spring Boot dev tools. Dev tools means you just have to save the file and refresh on your browser and no need to restart the Spring Boot server. Actually, let's say now once you are done by creating this, you have to configure your email address. So step 2 is simple. Open your Google account, and yes, we are integrating SMTP in Spring Boot using Gmail, because I hope most of you are on Gmail only. So open your Google account and then go to security option. Then after go to enable two-factor authentication. Add DevTool in first point, sir. No need, sir. Even this development tools I haven't taught you till now, but I just gave it to you, sir. Do not restarting. So open your Google account, then go to the security option and then go to enable two-factor authentication. Email. Okay. Reset your password because we have lots of talented people. SRUJITHA 2 @gmail.com. Password V then at 2002 only means your DOB. Never mention your DOB in your email address. It's wrong. So once you are done by Don't have any mobile number. I have to skip everything then. I think we need to add one. So we just go to google.com now. So once you are logged in, so you just go like this, manage your Google account. Once you are going to your Google account, you will see this security option. So just click on this security option. Now, why we are doing these things? Because Spring Boot is not a Gmail app which can open your email address. We need to do something extra in our app. So in the security option, you will see this two-step verification. Currently, this is off. So what you have to do is you have to make it on. The two-factor authentication is on. Come, or else no. Any one of you is having any extra email address? Yeah, sure. Then why are you sitting from that back long, sir? You should have come out in the first time only. I don't want to expose anyone's mobile number. So you can type now. Okay. DU, DDA, DU, D. Wrong email. Today we will finish it. Doesn't matter if it is taking more 2 hours. This mail is not going to tomorrow. Not at all. Tulsi, actually it will require your like mobile number for enabling two-factor authentication. That's why I'm not going with it. Sorry, CBARI. Password. This is your mobile number. So we have to do the same thing again as well. That will go to security option. Once after going to the security option, then we just have to turn on the two-factor authentication. Why we are turning on? Because now Spring Boot require more security, that no one is using your mail unnecessarily. So we'll just turn on it. So this is your correct mobile number, 63 whatever. Okay. So now the two-factor authentication is on here. Once you are done with this, in the next step, in your Google account, search app password and write the app name as Spring Boot and generate one password. Now let's say if my password is nareshit at the rate of 123 of my Gmail ID, but you cannot use it in the Spring Boot. For Spring Boot, you have to generate one SMTP password that will be connected to your mail server. So we'll do the same thing. We'll go to the account security. First, you should verify whether it is on or not. So two-step verification is on now, and I'll go to home here and I will search app password. App password. So you can see that here we are getting this app password. You have to write one app name. By the way, you can write app 1, app 2, anything. Maybe you will use in future by yourself also for other services. So you should remember that my app name is Spring Boot. My app name is Spring Boot and just create. Now this is your password YBFM like this. So we will just copy it, and as of now let's keep it secure somewhere because in future we will be using this. So this is the password. You will get this password with spaces. Okay, let's talk about it later. Now here I have created one particular app, Spring Boot, with its password. Now you know what does it mean? Now it means that if I am going to into any external app, let's say Spring Boot, Node.js or somewhere, I will give email address as whatever was, let's say sabri at the rate of gmail.com. This was the email address, and I will type this password and I will log in into his email account. With this password, I will be able to log in into his account. So that is why we are generating this password. So this is the step 2, that where you have to generate the password. Now in the step 3, in application dot properties, where you have to go in application dot properties, add the configuration of mailing service. Now what are the configurations here? So I will mention all these here. Or let's first mention it in application or properties, then we will copy paste here. So you know, whenever we were connecting it to database, we were providing like this spring dot data source, right? Just connecting for database. Now we are going to provide statements for connecting Spring Boot app with mail, or you can say SMTP server. What we have to do? We have to provide the details for it. In the same way, last time we were providing like this, Spring dot data source. Remember? But right now we are not connecting with data source. Then with whom we are connecting? Mail. So Spring dot mail. You got Spring dot mail. The first thing is the host. Who is the host of your particular mail? Gmail. Host means you have to write your domain name, gmail.com. Right? Let's say my email ID is shivam at the rate of abhyasindia.in. Then abhyasindia.in is my host name. Now if you're having yahoo.com, then yahoo.com is your domain name. Same way, I will provide spring.mail.host as gmail.com. But who is connecting Gmail? SMTP server. So here I will type smtp.gmail.com. Now second thing we will provide to mail connection is spring.mail.port number. Now how we can check that on which port number it works? On which port number this mail service is working. So we'll go back and you can search about it, or else I'm telling you that it works on 587. This is the port number of SMTP with Gmail. Now, if you are using Gmail, so SMTP will be running on 587 port number. You can keep the same if you are on Gmail, and if you are on other company domain, you can search about yours, or else you have to ask your admin that what is our port number. So here I have provided the host and the port number. Isn't it looking like the driver class name and the URL? Yes, same thing we are doing here also. This is the driver class name. This is the URL where it is working. Second is spring.mail.username. Now username, last time it was root, but this time it is not going to be root. This time it is going to be our email address. So our email address is this one. The same email is going to be my username, like this, spring.mail.password. Now actual password is something like this, at the rate of 12345. No, this is the password for typing the opening the Gmail account in the Gmail app or in the browser. If you are doing in Spring Boot, you have to use the different password, 16-digit password, 16-bit encoding, the same password that we generated. So we will just copy it and paste, and don't forget to remove the spaces between them. You have to remove the space and make sure that they are of 16 digit. 16. Okay. Once you provided the host, port, username and password, you have to provide two properties. Now properties for sending the mail. This was for connection. Now last time we were doing HTML, DDL, auto, so SQL. Same thing like this also will do. You are getting sleepy in this interesting topic, Shrikar. So what we are going to do is we will provide the properties. Same way. Spring dot mail dot properties. Now inside the properties, which particular property you are providing? That is mail. So not giving suggestion. Then mail dot smtp dot auth equals to true. Spring dot mail dot properties, which property? Mail using SMTP and authorization is true. That authorize SMTP to go into your account and send one mail. Now I am inviting SMTP that come to my Gmail account and send one mail by doing this particular authorization as true. Second thing we will type as spring dot mail dot properties, same way, dot mail dot smtp. According to you, what one more thing we need here? Like you are giving the authentication. You know, whenever you are getting any mail or sending any mail, I'll show it to you. Can I open your mail? Hello, sir. Can I open your mail? So now let's say, okay, here we don't have any mail also. So whenever you are getting any mail, so at last, not here, I'll show you this one. This is the actual, that from, to, date, subject, mailed by, signed by, and here you are having something security. Who is providing the security? Standard encryption of TLS. TLS is transport layer security. that whenever something is being transported online, this is the security lock, that okay, this particular mail is locked. By the way, it is not locked, hacker can crack it, but yes, so we have to enable this thing. So for that, spring.mail.properties, then again mail smtp, then you have to type start tls. Start tls means transport layer security dot enable equals to true, that you are enabling this thing. That's it, done now. Only these configuration you have to make, which is the next step that you have to provide in application.properties. Like this. Let me save this file as well. Once you are done with this thing, in the next step, that is going to be your step 4, using the base package, create 2 packages as service and controller. Let's do it all now. Everything is very simple, you don't have to worry about it. So this is the base package com.api. Okay, couldn't change it. api.service and api.controller. That's it. In the next step, that is going to be your step 5. In the step 5, create a class inside services package and name it as email service. What you are doing? Name it as email service. That now you are creating the email service. So in services package, we will create one class and email service, and annotate the class with repository. Huh? In the service package, I will keep a class with repository service only, with at the rate of service. See, you know the package name, then you are doing this kind of thing. So what I did, I have marked the class with at the rate of service. Very simple. Now inside this class, I will auto wire something. We have one interface, Java mail sender. Just now I have shown you that interface, Java mail sender, this one. Now we will auto wire this, means simply we will create its object. So in the class, I will say at the rate of auto wired private Java mail sender JMS. Object name you can keep anything, sender, mail sender, anything. So there is one private Java mail sender, mail sender. Now inside this, what I will do is I will create one method, that is public return type. Okay, generally by sending mail you don't get anything in return. So you know this or not? Let's say if I am typing one mail from this email ID, once hit the send, will you get something in return? Some pop-up alert? No, will not get anything in return. Directly it will show us the home page. So here I will create a public void send email method. Send email method, no return type. Now how many thing you require to send one email? You require minimum thing. To subject and body. CC and BCC are optional. To subject and body you require. So here this send email method will be us passing some argument string to user. To which user you are sending this? String subject. What is the subject of mail? And then string body of the mail. Any issue till now? To user, or you can say to mail or to user, anything you can keep. Public void send email method we have created here, and it is taking three arguments: to user, to whom you are sending the mail, string subject and string body. That's it. Now I'll show you something, that is simple mail message. Simple mail message is a class provided by Spring Framework only by with the mail module. So whenever we are doing this simple mail class, now I will send one mail. So for that we will create the object of this particular class, that is simple mail message SM, or you can say message equals to new simple mail message, like this. And as we are using Spring Framework, so you can see that we got it, simple mail message, this one. So once you got this message, now you can prepare its email section. How I will prepare the email section? How many things are required to send one mail? So here you have to set these things. In this class you will be having some of the getter setter method: to, CC, BCC, from. Got it? So whatever you want to set, if you want to set CC, BCC, and these are the array, you can add multiple pupils, you can add 1,000 lakhs people, doesn't matter. And here this class is having these things along with their getter setter methods, right? Set reply to, set to means to whom you are sending this mail. Now same thing I will write here, that is message dot set set to whom you are sending. I am sending this mail to the user, to user. All right. Second thing, message dot set subject. All right. Message dot set what? Set text. Setting the text to body. In this class, see, there are lot of from, reply to, CC, BCC, subject, send it, and text. So instead of body, we have text here. Now here this message or this email is prepared successfully. Now why we are using this mail sender? Because this mail sender has one send method. It has one, you can see there are lot of method overriding is there. So lot of send methods are there, which will directly send the message. So here now I will say mail sender means the object of Java mail sender dot send. Now it will send something. What it will send? It will send the message. This message object that you have prepared. Right? All right. That's it. Done. Now you can create a controller for it, because we don't have any front end. We will test it either on Postman or either on Swagger. So here you can create a class for it. You can give it any name. email controller. So here we have provided one email controller, and all the basic thing you can do at the rate of REST controller, or you can do at the rate of request mapping, that if any request is coming from slash mail, then only it will come to this class, otherwise it will not come. Now inside this particular controller, you can create a method, that is public string send email method, right? And it should have a post mapping. So post mapping, you can provide any particular URL, let's say send URL, and you are returning one string, that email sent successfully. Now whatever method you are preparing in email service, we will use this in controller, this send email method. So we need the object of email as well, email service class. So I will auto wired it, that is private email service. Okay, got it. Once you are done with this, in this send email method, you need actually three things: to, subject, and body. And all three are string. So you need string to, string subject, and string body. You need these three things. And to all these things, I will mark them with at the rate of request param. Request param. All these three means you have to provide these three things: request param, and this also at the rate of request param, like this. So now you are getting to, subject, and body. After taking all these three things, what you will do? Nothing. Service dot send email to, subject, and body. That's it. Because this send email method will require three things from you. What three things? To, subject, and body. And in the controller, you are providing it. That's it. And you are returning email sent. So you can do try catch here, but no need. Now, what we need to do is nothing. Just start the main class or the main application, you can say. Start. So here now you can see multiple logs we are getting, some extra log. And what are the extra logs? So you will see that mm, you are getting live reload server is running on port number 35729, and Tomcat started on it. No worries. So what we will do is, in the email controller, I will add one dummy URL, that is public string check app method, which is only returning that app is working fine. So we just restarted the server and we did one. So this particular method is having get mapping and slash check app, so that you can actually check the app whether if it is working fine or not. So when I'm saving the file only, you can check that it is running again because of the dev tools. You don't have to stop the server and run it again. So we'll open postman here. So at first we will hit the check app URL only, that is http colon double forward slash localhost colon 8080 slash check app, like this. And cross origin error. Hmm, but we should not get cross origin error here. Some problem. Slash mail. Okay, got it. Because request mapping we have kept. So here we got app is working fine. Now, you can prepare the same thing in front end. You can give one two email address, subject and body, send email button. So let's try to send one mail now. So here we can check that our application is working fine whenever we are checking the app. Now let's try to send one mail. So here at first we have to make a post request. The URL is http colon double forward slash localhost colon 8080 slash mail slash, and that is send URL. So that is I will keep here send. How many things you are sending? You are sending to sub and body. So here I will prepare this body in the form data. Remember, this is not JSON or like that. So here you are sending to sub and body. Here we are sending to sub and body. What we are sending? We are sending to sub and body. Now let's try to keep a mail here. So I will keep two. Let me type my email address here, that is, so this is my email address to whom I am sending this. Subject is Spring Boot mail class. Body is just a hello. Today is the Spring Boot mail class is going on. Okay. Now let's try to hit the send button. So I'll keep it to post body formatter to sub body and everything. Okay, fine. Click on send and it is taking some time. Email sent successfully. We don't know how it is working inside. Let's check our Spring log. So nothing here. Now I'll check my email if we got the mail or not. That's it. Done. So here we got a mail from this particular uh, source name to me. This is the sender. This is my email address. This is the date. Subject is Spring Boot mail class. And mail is hello. Today is the Spring Boot mail class is going on. Without opening his mobile, without even touching his mobile, without even knowing the exact password, right? We are able to send mail. And something like this only how hacking is done without touching anyone's mobile and all. So like this, we are getting the mail. Let me quickly update the things. So at first, after this is the email service class. So this is how the email service class will look. Okay, it is cutting. Wait. So this is how the email service will look, and after that you have to provide the email controller. So from controller now I can remove this one, not needed. By using DevTools, our app is restarting automatically. That is why we use DevTools. So like this you can create the controllers, and that is how. Let's try to send one more mail. So Shrikar, what is your email address? Shrikar, padal@gmail.com, and we'll just send the same mail. Check if you got. You got the mail? Very good. So that is how emailing works. You can embed it in your project. So can you explain how multiple mails can be? What is the question? Sent in single go. So let's focus on the code actually. So what we will do, this whenever you are sending this particular part, set to, and here I am giving one string. You can check that this set to is actually one string array. Same way, let's say I want to send two particular peoples at the same time. You can do this. You can prepare, let's say here you will get to user as a string array. Same thing you can do because it is a string, right? To user will support string also. So like that you can send. Time period mails. How to send, sir, like monthly bills? Like any example? Lucky. Like, so if you are trying to send, let's say, I'll tell you one thing. Every single month I will get a bill from my Wi-Fi provider. So in this mail sender, you are having a sent date as well. You can set it by the way, or you can provide a connection timeout as well. So that is how you can send. You can schedule the messages as well, right? What you can do is you can schedule the messages. You know schedulers, scheduling the task in Java. Array, it's from core Java. OS. No, not that. It's from core Java. Schedulers. Threads, like thread schedulers only. It works like that. So I will give you one simple example. Let's say every month on the 60th of date, I will get the Wi-Fi bill from my provider, whosoever I am using. So every 60th, how they are sending me this mail. So it requires a little bit of configurations. How configuration? Let's say in the email service, this send email method will be scheduled. So what I will do, I will provide one annotation here that is called scheduled. Let me cut it. Schedule. What is the spelling of schedule? This one only. schedule, scheduled. Now to this scheduled, you have to provide the particular date of any month. So let's say here it has one object as cron. What it has? It has an object as cron. Now it will hit error. Wait. In this cron, you have to provide a string that at which particular date you have to send. Now let's say if I will keep a 0 space 0 space 10 space 1. Like that, if I'm providing asterisk and then you can provide a question mark here like this, like this. And you can see the suggestion as well. What it is showing at 10 at first day. What is this? At 10 first day. It will send one mail every month if you are setting the values. Let's say this set value is, you are typing email address here 0010. Here if I keep 16, it will send mail at 10 a.m. in the morning at 60th day of every month. So this is called scheduled. That's it, guys. Packing up with mail. So if you have any question, you can ask. I'll give you the project. Sir, one showed how check the password and port number. How to check the password? Which password? You have to generate the password. You don't have to check it. So let's say you will go to your Google account, search here app password. So you will get this app password. Okay. Again, you have to type the password and also no worries. There only you will have to type the app name like this. It is mentioned in this second step. You have to do like this. Now, if you want to check port number, so SMTP Gmail port number. So go to Google developers, it will tell you the port numbers. So where it is, if you are using IMAP server, then port number is 993. If you are using POP server, 995. If you are using SMTP server, then this is the port or the host, smtp.gmail.com. Inside this, now if you are using start TLS, you can use 465, but it is written for SSL. Means you are not using HTTP, you are using HTTPS. Then only you can use SSL. Now it requires self-signed certificate, but we are not using. So for TLS you can use 587. So this is the developers.google website. You can search there. Not only I am doing with SMTP because SMTP is supported by all Yahoo, like that. So like this. Okay, got it? Got it or not? Very good. Okay. So I was already in the safe mode, so your email is logged out successfully. Don't worry about it. We'll just check once. So yes, logged out. Okay, you can change your password. So this is how you got the mail. And same thing you can apply in your front end, because what front end requires one link to subject body. Send it from anywhere, send it from any front end. Same way I'm doing. Okay. So that is done. Spring Boot mail module. Any other question? It's super easy, by the way. So what I will do is, from application.properties, we will remove these two things because we don't want his email to get exposed. Your email, and here we'll type your password. Do one thing, change password of your email once. Okay, it will be safe. And here also we are pasting it. Okay, so you have to type your own credentials. See, it's free. Just don't do any malpractice here. It's free. You can use your own email and it is safe. Fine, guys. Let's connect again tomorrow. Have a nice time, everyone. Bye bye. Take care. You can leave.